Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you to a Monday Night Versus. My name is Sean William, and I'm so happy to be here tonight, especially with what we're going through with a pandemic and an epidemic. Let's get it going. If you don't know where you're at, I don't know why, but there are so many lives that are going on, but you are at the right live. It is Monday Night Versus. Again, my name is Sean William, and I am happy to have another evening, another night to just be alive and hear spoken word poetry. This is for the poets right now. We are going through a pandemic and an epidemic at the same time. And spoken word artists are losing places where they can release, give out good energy, give out good vibes, and just touching the people. So we try to create a platform at IntroVerse Live to have poets be able to speak and get their poems out, and what other way to do it besides getting the shoulders ready and just spitting them hot poems. And tonight we have two ridiculous poets that I can't wait to hear. We're about to let them go. But again, you are at IntroVerse Live, and it is brought to you by our Monday Night Versus, brought to you by IntroVerse Live and All Deaf Digital. We would like to thank our partners. And if you don't know what IntroVerse Live is, it is a family, it is a group of curators. It is myself, Blues, North Carolina. We have Black Chakra from Baltimore, Maryland. We have Prentice Powell, and of course, my sister in crime, Masterpiece from Dallas. We are happy to bring this here. And again, we are going through some crazy times. And if we could just take an hour of your time to get your mind off of all the shit that's going on in the world and just give you our energy, give you our love, come together as a community. If we can do that right now, that's what our goal is. If you are in the comment sections right now, we want you to be vocal, ratchet, idiotic, whatever that you want to be. Please do that. Share your love. Share what you love about it, what you don't love. Also, I noticed that people are like, I want to spit. Let me get on. This ain't an open mic, bruh. It's not, but that does not mean that you can't get on this platform one way or another. Wednesdays, we have an open mic that's hosted by Black Chakra on IntroVerse Live on IG. We also, if you about your freak nasty, we have an erotic open mic on Friday hosted by Masterpiece. And if you like, nah, B, I want to get on that higher level. I want to be on one of these IntroVerse battles and shit. That's fine as well. If you want to do that, come on in. But what I ask is, we ask a little caveat of it. Say, I want to get in and I want to battle this motherfucker. So if that's somebody you want to go against, is somebody you think, you know what, I've been doing poetry for a year. I feel I could take on Talam AC. Come on, let's ask about it. Let's see if we can do it. I mean, if you want to say, you know what, I've been doing poetry for I got 4 poems memorized. I want to take on, let's say Black Ice or, Imani Shazam. Let's go. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but we can talk. So hit us up in the comment section. Tell us what you want, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to do a little bit more talking, and then that's going to be it. We're going to get into this hot fire bout. And I want you guys to know that this is not a slam, even though it's a competition. It's not a slam, so we're not picking 5 random judges. The audience is the judge. We talked to the 2 poets, and they are fine with the poll. So the poll, you guys will be the judge. So after the bout, we'll put up a poll on IG. Go to IntroVerse at IntroVerse Live, and you can vote in our story section of who you felt won. Last 2 battles, the people who've won, it's been the audience, the culture that's won. So we want to keep that going. I really believe we're just going to continue on that. But before I do, I got to pay some bills. We have some sponsors that have hit us up. We have, again, Poet Life. They are an apparel company, Black owned, that has dope hats, dope hoodies. So fellas, if your girl just took your hoodie last week and you ain't getting it back and she shrunk it, it's got them little nappy balls, hey, you all good. Poet Life got you. You can get another hoodie, bro. Get 2. So you can have one and she can have one. It's all good. Go to our page. They have a discount code for 10%. It's IntroVerse10. Put it in the discount code and get you another sweatshirt. We also have Universal Purpose. And Universal Purpose, they have oils, they have designer fragrance, they have black seed oil, shea butter. Bro, they got shea butter. That's important, especially with summertime coming up. They got hand sanitizer, black hand sanitizer, B. So when you give that dap, it's like Black people hooked that up, made you clean, made it real cool so the melanin touches. So it's all important to make sure that happens. So shout out to that. We also have a new sponsor, Lex Pierce, that also has apparel. They got dope t-shirts, dope hats. I got one too. It's black with the all red, black, and green. So it's all good there. So please just make sure that you support good businesses, Black businesses. And we took care of that. Now we got the sponsorship taken out. We got all that done. We told you that this is a poetry competition. There will be 5 rounds. 5 rounds. They will bust their their poems to the best of their ability, because that's what they do regardless. They was probably busting before, like just getting these poems out. So they're going to do their poems. We're going to go 1 round. The first poet spits. We'll let them finish. We'll go to the next poet, and we're going to go round after round. All the talking I'm doing now will not be going on because I do not want to mess up the momentum. You don't have to worry about score creep. You don't have to worry about a judge that hates because this poet got this dope hat that they couldn't get for their man. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit because you guys are the judges. So with that being said, we are going to get to our poets. Our first poet is from... Will I get shot if I do this? Like, I hope I don't get in trouble for doing this, but she is from Bull City. She is, I hope, because sometimes you do some gang stuff and you get jumped, and I don't want to get jumped. I'm just trying to be a loving person from Oakland. But she is from Bull City. She is a ridiculous spoken word artist. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that the pen game in the bars is just bananas. That's why she's on this platform, and we are honored to have her. She's a national finalist. She has been on many platforms. She's also a TikTok savant. Her TikTok game is ridiculous. She is proud of it. Pop your collar for that. And we are happy to have her here. Make some noise for Ayanna Albertson. Make some noise. Let's go. I know the crowd's making noise down in the comment section. Yeah. We have poet number 2, contestant number 2, battler number 2, that dude, whatever. He comes from Duval, and we are happy to have him here. He is a national poet. He is a national finalist. He is an award-winning writer and poet. He is about the community. He's drinking good water. Look like that good alkaline water. There you go. I see you. Okay, my bad. Maybe it's not, but so what? We're just going to keep it going. And we're happy to have him here. Make some noise for Matthew Cuban up in the building. So again, this is going to go 5 rounds. We've already done a coin flip. We know who the poets are. We know what order they're going to go in. I believe Cuban won the coin toss, and he decided to defer and let the lady go first. And I'm happy. I want to say this real quick. We now have a woman on the platform, because some people are like, where the women at? It's just too much testosterone. My bad. We got them, and we got more coming. So with that being said, we are about to get into the first round. So again, people in the audience, get your judging on, listen to these poems. They are going to rock out. We are going to keep it going. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Verses, round 1. Ayanna, it is on you.
Oh, one day when the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day when the glory comes, it'll be ours, yes, it'll be ours. For Black people, morning still comes even when the sun ain't rise. Even when the sun decides it ain't gonna show up today, just as tired of acting like everything's okay too. You see, we been mourning people, never looking forward to it, but knowing it's coming, because that's how it's always been, like clockwork. Been our people, been time and time again, been sequel. America been binge watching Black boys' bodies being broadcasted as breaking news, as if it ever stopped being news at all for us. Mourning can happen multiple times in the same day, not from the sun, but from our sons, fathers, brothers, daughters. We've even become mourners for Black people we don't even know. Just know they didn't deserve to go from human to hashtag. I mean, it's kind of hard not to be, especially when the fear of your loved one coming home keeps you up all night. When you don't know sleep, so you got to stay woke, because hope don't have no power to heal broken skin, hearts, or homes after bullets pierced the mothers standing on the front line of this war, being both shield and sword, both sacrifice and surrender, whatever it takes for her son to see more sunrises for us. The best part of waking up isn't Folgers. Instead, it is knowing that our mocha, latte, and espresso skin survived another day in a world that is constantly trying to mug us. We wish this country loved us coffee-colored people much as they love drinking it. Don't like nothing pure black, so they put a little creamer in it. Say we bitter, say if we don't like it to go back, as if we backstroked over here in the first place. Say we ingrate, say we always cry about something. I say must be nice to have nothing to cry for. Because for us, morning always comes. But don't we stay finding ways to turn lemons into lemonade? Make chitlin and oxtail out of mass and scrap straight ebonics from your forced English language, turn funerals into homegoing celebrations, a declaration that not even death can steal all this Black joy. We cannot be destroyed, so bring on the morning. We got a whole lot of fight left, and yes, we tired. But look, we still here.
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna let that breathe. With that being said, we are going still in round one. Cuban, it is on you.
Every poem I do tonight is dedicated to the Black community, to everybody who is being murdered continuously by police, by this country, by white supremacy. It's dedicated to my student who was murdered by the police on May 26, 2020, Robert Avita. Smile through the pain, at it again, laughter with friends. I feel like they don't understand. What is the plan? They all want a bag. Now we locked up in a pen. Smile through the pain. At it again, laughter with friends. Feel like they don't understand. What is the plan? They all want a bag. Now we locked up in a pen, counting them days that run on like sentences, reading they don't comprehend. So what is the point if I don't even mention this? Still I keep bringing this in, counting my money, trying to make sense of this feeling so empty within. Feeding my anger, no Satan invented this, and I won't fall for that sin. Pray to my God and I hope he re-sentences any response to the kid. I'm out on my own. Far from my home, trying to buy food with the words of my poems. What do you want? Son of the sun and I'm gone. Calm like the center of a storm. Still I moved on. Scream to the world of my songs. All of this pain, I've been through it. I hope it's not lasting too long. I used to be strong till I gave into that wrong. It felt like a place to belong. Misplacing my energy, impatient my enemy. Hell that I live, the heaven that's meant for me. Blessing God sent to me. I pray to my mama. She suffers no longer. That feeling is somber. She turns to my armor. My spirit is safe. Angel, she waits. Save me a plate. Until the day that I'm gone and she opens some gates. What can I say? Hope she remembers my face. Hope I resemble her grace. By any means, I'll be winning that race. I'm resting my case. Invest in the bag that you chase. Inherit the laughter ancestors replace. It's never a waste. You keeping that thing on your waist, and I hope it don't spill. Writing the life in the lines that you hope to fulfill. What is the deal? Working too hard to be real. What are you trying to conceal? You king of the hill, I'm man of the mountain. My knowledge is mountain. My methods astounding. My dreams are too big to stay grounded. My love is a fountain. Got money and hugs that I'm counting. Got jokes when they clown and carry a mask to cover the pain that you have. How long will it last? You lost in the past. Trying to hold on to the future that slips through your grasp. How long will it last? So smile through the pain. At it again. Laughter with friends. Feel like they don't understand. What is the plan? They all want a bag. Now we locked up in a pen and I'm counting them days that run on like sentences. Reading they don't comprehend. So what is the point if I don't even mention this? Still I keep bringing this in. Counting my money. Trying to make sense of this feeling so empty within. Feeding my anger. No Satan invented this and I won't fall for that sin. I pray to my God. I hope he reads messages. Any response to the kid. I'm out on my own. I'm far from my home. I'm trying to wade the world with the food in my poems. What do you want? I'm the son of the sun and I'm gone.
So that's just how we just coming out the first round, just busting like that. 2 hot ass poems. I want to give a shout out real quick. Shout out to Kia Flow. We have who else in there? Desan is up in the building. We have who else is up in the building right now? I saw Kyla. What's up, Kyla? Nice to see you. We see, oh, snap. Speaking of Bull City, we see G up in here. I see you, G. Thank you very much for the comment sections is lit real now, right now. So I'm really happy about that. But let's get into the second round. We are done with the first. Like I said, it goes fast. So now it is on you, Ayanna. Let's go.
White man on Twitter say, if you do not own a gun, you do not have a right to speak on gun control. And I can't help but wonder when the men in Congress grew vaginas, how they got so much to say about mine, my rights, as if contraception be a deadly thing. By all means, purchase an AR-15, but God forbid you be a woman in need of reproductive freedom. This country be a double standard disguised as morals, be a room full of dicks sticking their head in women's business without consent. This is the country we live in, a place that I'd rather protest women's rights to protect them. And I tell him how no birth control has ever murdered a room full of strangers, a classroom of students, a concert of people just trying to have a good time, yet and still you sympathize with the terrorist, consider his circumstances as a means to justify his actions, but can't fathom one reason why a woman would need to terminate a pregnancy. And it's funny how everyone is pro-life until it is time to ban what is necessary to keep people alive, how quickly you compromise your beliefs. We do not need your permission, have never needed a politician telling us what to do with our own bodies, the same bodies that birth and bleed on their own, but somehow now require your assistance. Public service announcements. You cannot legislate our legs into labor and expect rage to not be a rational reaction. Autonomy means not your business. This means when the plan B to the plan B is the clinic of choice, should not be the government's to make this be a broken system run by broken men, too prideful to admit the backbone of this country is not them, and some call it a war on women, but there has always been a fight against anyone who is not a white man, how quickly they are to ban everything but themselves. And it all makes sense, because tragedy be your tradition. Genocide passed down from generation to generation. That gun you love so much be the only way your ancestors colonized this country in the first place. See, white man on Twitter saying, stricter gun laws won't stop people from killing each other. And I can't help but wonder how his logic only applies to this particular thing. How regulating women's rights won't stop a woman from doing what she feels is right. This is the country we live in. A place that puts more restriction on my reproductive organs than they do on the purchase of a high-powered rifle. And ain't that a shame? Ain't that American? Ain't that triggering?
Let's go, poet.
We're going to keep the momentum going. Cuban, it is on you. Round two.
Poems. For Ricky. Heavy as a gun, a stack of poems, enough lead to make a bullet. His name scribbled like a tag, a manifesto for survival while incarceration plays a clock, like a calendar, like an uptight conductor, and we record our music and become our favorite songs, stories about dreams, about life, about friends gone too early and missed. Y'all, and the melodies all sound like warnings. All the music glows like exit signs, like an ending come too soon, come before 20 years grows into a memory, before owning a car becomes a burden, or renting an apartment and turning it into a sanctuary, before leaving his city and letting happiness partner his guilt. As survival, I archine all the him I can find. I let my mind drift to apologies if all these poems about change still allow him to slip away. Have I not failed as an educator? He, another coat to carry, another teenager gone, leaving guilt as a stolen survivor. I neglect myself as a coward suicide. How the importance of living gets tied to this ministry of work. How every day is a tug at the rope, a tightening around my fortitude. Ask me why he was locked up. Ask me why we found him in a juvenile jail. Ask me if his grades were good, if he was gang affiliated. Take the bus home at night and ask, how does one survive without affiliation? When the cold becomes a countdown to your annual trigger, does death make change impossible? Will heart always be the loudest relative at our gatherings? Is trauma the only gift Los Angeles grandfathers its educators? Will all my children be ghosts? Look at that boy, smiling and drifting away, turning to dust, broken and falling apart. Heart never froze, more like a rust. Body now feel like a car. He driving and drifting away for days, but never goes far. Look at that boy, he falling apart. Why he got hurt in his heart? Who was not playing a part? Who left him scarred? Why did his life have to end up so hard? Why is the day always pulling his card? Give him a cause, give him a purpose and somewhere to go. Give him some clothes, call him your bro. Take him to shows, show him a world full of gold. More than the anger he knows, more than the life never chose. Doors never close, standing 10 toes. Behind him, we line up like rows. From rookie to pro, we need and way more. You cannot pay for it, just say por favor. Relations a chore, relations a bore. So I never do it. We listen to music, we screaming from voices, we feeling so choiceless, our suffering's voiceless, annoyed with anointment. Thank
Yeah.
Okay. Another fire round. If you are in the comment sections, I see that some of y'all are giving your votes on who's winning or not. I want to say that I'm seeing what's behind the scene as well. Though these poets are just going at each other with hot-ass poems and nice bars, I'm catching Matthew just snapping fingers and loving the art of what's going on. I'm seeing Ayanna just bobbing her head, respecting what's going on. So they're going at each other's throat, but they're giving each other's hugs also. And that's what this poetry is about. It's a lot of love that's going on, and I'm loving it. So with that being, look at that, look at this love going on here. So with that being said, let's keep it moving. Let's keep the love going and the heat. Round 3, y'all, it is on you. Handle your biz.
In this family, we always clean up before company arrives. Make sure the house is properly kept, the laundry folded, the linen's fresh in this house. We good at putting on a show, of making sure people don't see our mess, our mistakes, our stains. We good at fixing, at refreshing, at filtering the flaws that only these walls have witnessed. How we good at putting things back where they belong. Like a child in a child's place when she wonder why that man keep coming in her room. We good at sweeping dirt under the rug, of cramming our skeletons into the closet. How we vacuum the stench of abuse from out these carpets and call it cleanse, spot-free, sparkle clean. And mama say, you better not leave them beds unmade. Better fluff them pillows like they new, like they ain't never been used to swallow these tears, like these sheets ain't full of conviction and comfort at the same time. You see, for a long time, Black families been shushing Black children into secrets, shaming them from sharing what lurks in the shadows, like monsters, like molesters, like mommy's cousin, like daddy's demons. How we always chastise them kids for just being kids, but spare the family rapists that spoil the child. How reunions only reminders that what happens in this family stays in this family. How grandma's secret recipe has always been forgetfulness. Like she don't remember all them times grandpa became a magician. How he make a whole family from another woman's womb, but this family cleaned up nice. Care more about what others think than what the victims in this bloodline feel. How she would rather fold into herself than have uncle lay her out again. Her nephew would rather hang himself in a closet than to come out of it. And ain't that the family tradition? Trauma. How we pass down this hurt like hand-me-down threads. How Sunday dinners ain't quite the same when you forced to break bread with your abuser. How we always call on the Lord but forget to cast out those demons. In this family, we are a lineage of lost childhoods and stolen innocence. How we never talk about it even though we know it exists. How this family name alone holds a multitude of sins, but when guests arrive, when the doorbell rings, the lock undone, and the outsiders come in, you could swear on your low-down great-great-grandfather's grave that this family was perfect.
I mean, that's how you feel. I mean, shit. She got deep pockets. I gotta let you guys know, if you do come through here and you want to be on here, you got to make sure that your pockets are nice with poems and you know how to place them correctly. Shout out to All Deaf Digital and All Deaf Poetry as well for giving us this platform. We want to make sure that we always acknowledge you. And thank you very much. With that being said, Cuban, it is on you.
Last week, 2 of my students wrapped their knuckles around each other. Now, in class, when we're aggravated or do upset, we do push-ups or we listen to really cool beats. The other day on my sign-in sheet in the comment section, usually reserved for the principal, one of my boys wrote, "Great class." It was the best part of my day. Now, at the Challenger Memorial Juvenile Detention Center, a youth prison named after a space shuttle that exploded, a failed mission, there's a dog pound at the front gates. You can hear whining and barking as your tires roll through gravel in the yard. You can see the lights from the state penitentiary directly behind. Most of my boys joke and say that this will be their next step, but in my class, I show them poems. Always my favorite and always the powerful. I tell them there's a future in words. I show them my past, the dirt I crawled through, the voice I stumbled on. The same voice we can find searching the right conversations, and we talk of memories, acknowledge and agree that we are the sum of what we remember. Their growth is my process, and I love to watch them blossom. Each poem, a petal forcing its way from a bud, a little more assured each time, each step a little more confident than the last. I don't try to teach poetry to kids. I try to teach them how to walk in their own skin. I try to teach them how to own their skin when they walk. Sometimes I stand in front of a classroom and my students look like abandoned homes in the neighborhood the city has forgotten. I give them notebooks, I give them tool belts, and talk them into believing that anyone can be a carpenter. I say these words are nails, these poems are houses, builded carefully because someone might need to live here. I look them in the eyes and say, the sentences you need to focus on do not end with a gavel. They end with a period. Let me show you how to make them with your own hands. Your story is important, so write it down. And they do. Some laugh, some cry. I say it's okay. Our emotions are like lightning bugs, and if we keep them bottled, they will die. And a person who doesn't feel is just a photograph, and you are worth so much more than 1,000 words. You are an ocean of confessions begging for an out. There is a key in your every syllable. The right combination can unlock dreams. I tell them to dream, then edit. I tell them a rough draft is one of the rare times in life you actually get a do-over. I tell them to wrap themselves in their stories. Don't get wrapped up in money, because then you'll become a hater, and haters get halitosis. That's chronic bad breath. I don't know why, but it feels true. I tell them to feel for the truth like a switchman engulfed in all life's dark, that this universe loves honesty, so don't hold your tongue or your punches, that the process is my growth, and the only time I don't feel guilty prostituting my emotions for strangers. I tell them everything someone told me once. You can be great. Each poem, a petal forcing its way from a bud, a little more assured each time, each step, a little more confident than the last. I tell them I love them. I tell them no matter what society has shown them, no matter what their judge has told them, that they're not a failed mission to me.
Yes.
That is the end. That is the end of round 3, another hot round. I want to give a shout out to Jessica, who is with the DPL family. Shout out to her. I see her in the comments. Also, my sister in Poetry Crime, Jasmine Williams. Shout out to the whole DPL family. Respecting, it is the LA Dodgers of poetry out here. You got the New Eurekan, you got DPL. It's just beautiful. So I appreciate you guys being in the comments. We are now getting into the 4th round. If you like what's going on, shoot some hearts up or put some 5s up, whatever. Get some love to these poets, because it's really, though they're making it look easy, they're not in front of an audience, so they don't get that feel of what's going on. And say that shit. I'm saying it, but they can't hear me say, spit that shit, poet. So they are really giving their all in their room, in their safe spaces, and they're rocking. So give love, hit them hearts. And now we are going into round 4. Ayanna, it is on you.
I got you. We snap for you.
Thank you. To the guy bold enough to ask me, hey girl, what that mouth do? I told him, come to my next show so I could show you.
Let's go.
You see, I start off licking my lips because it can sometimes take a minute. And I don't want to accidentally slip while I'm on this mic spitting. I like to take my hands and grip it because it can get a little messy. And sometimes I close my eyes so I can think I'm doing it sexy. See, I'm all about pleasure and I heard me like it's sloppy. So I get nasty with my nouns so you can feel it in your body. And I'm all about that action. So I fill my mouth with verbs. I'm here to ease your curiosity and calm your eager nerves. See, I've been told to slow down because I can get caught up in the speed. But best believe when I perform, it's satisfaction guaranteed. And I know you like that friction while I'm twisting verbal diction. And the pressure makes it better when your pleasure is my mission. So much passion in my posture, I just might make you weak. I spit lyrical abnormalities. I like being a freak. I don't swallow, I spit. Don't swallow, I spit. Get on this stage every time to blow your mind and then dip. See this? This ain't your typical wordplay. Because I don't stop until I'm finished. And I don't choke on my words. You see, I'm naturally long-winded. See, I was told that while you're giving, you're not supposed to be cute. So excuse me if I get a little ugly while trying to show you what this mouth do. See, this mouth makes love to accents and likes repetition of assonance. Alliterations are how you shaking, because when I do it, I'm so passionate. And on occasion, I look up because I don't mind you looking me in my face. And excuse me if I pause. I'm just trying to keep the pace. I like when the silence breaks. I like the way my poems taste. I like going so hard that my jaws begin to ache. You like the way my lips are shaped, the way my tongue is placed to enunciate words so well the boy your knees begin to shake. See, you thought you can handle this mouth. So allow me to rip off your logic and make passionate sense to you, because only a dummy would think this mouth was meant to please any other inch of you. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. What I mean to say is, thank you for this opportunity, and I am so glad that you came. I hope my description answers your suspicion, because, baby, I've officially given you brain.
Hey, okay.
Fellas, have you ever like said some dumb shit to a woman and she just read you and you had to pick up your face from the ground because it was all cracked?
Period.
Oh, it was just me.
No, it wasn't, unfortunately.
Right. So pick up your face and be like, my bad, have the L face and just keep it moving. Next, speaking of keeping it moving, we're going to go into this round 4. Matthew Cuban, it is on you.
So fire. I'm from Duval. Home of killers and racist folks. I was just a brown boy born inside of the indigo. I grew up on my tippy toes, wearing all of my brother's clothes, and we ain't have a chance to choose, so hustling was the life I chose. Dealing with cons and pros. All of them pros were cons. Speaking about parole, probation, all in the lexicon. All of the best are gone, so I'm still standing here, surrounded by a bunch of bougie folks who can't stand a cheer. So pencil to the soul. Paper to the graphite, 2 long necks, swinging, look like a giraffe fight. When they ask me if my math right, I show them what my graph's like. I'm a super quick dude, measurement speed be past light. I'm nonsensical, a mentor in a menstrual show. All these rappers kissing up to me like I'm a mistletoe. I tell them that they missed the boat when they missed the float. They don't really know. I mean, my smoke screen was mystical if you only knew that this whole year is just a second. And we all will be remembered by the lies that we've accepted. I was feeling colder in December when I heard my mama left me. It gets heavy. My heart is hefty, so to forget me, I flipped the pain that heaven gave me going crazy. It might take me just a baby when I saw this world is crazy, still it changed me and I hate it. Just the same thing, no debating. I'm feeling gated, my teeth serrated, and it's cutting down defenses, picking fences. Shit is senseless. Should have said this if I meant it, but I forgot to. And there ain't no part 2. I live my life like it's a cartoon. It's got some art to it with sharp music. I wouldn't have this gift if I couldn't use it. So I grew it in my garden. My skin was thin, but now it's hardened, and I'm just getting started. I was all dearly departed when I showed up at that funeral. Unusual. Might have noticed since I grew out from her uteral, and you should know I got gifts to show and not to tell. My profits swell. I'm doing well. My mama's spell gave me her magic. I turn this pain like a habit until I'm broke down and laughing, until I wake up in mansions. I try to manage this madness until I only know smiling, until my pain's just an island that I can float to. The sky is clear and so blue. Get strength from what you go through. I'm just saying like Goku, can't tell me lies. I know truth. My heart, it seems like something that won't hold paint. Just an empty canvas that slips apart. And here I am, holding it in both hands, trying to write a poem. Trying to tell my mom I'm on my way home, and she sees me and she's watching, and she's standing there with so many people. Equal isn't the word. I'm falling apart. I just want to be heard. But these poems are the best parts of me. These poems are the start of me, and I keep going because inside of every single person is a heart that's bleeding. And I just want to say, I don't even think I should be speaking, but I'm here this evening because I signed a contract and I'm all that. And I don't give a fuck because it's all deaf and it's all that, like a 90s cartoon on Nickelodeon. And I'm laughing and I'm gasping. And we hear, and we hear, and we hear.
I mean, god damn. I gotta say this before we get into the 5th round. There's something about Southern Fried Poets, like, you gotta love them. For the fact is, they give you love. They give you some, like, show you where the good food spots are. This way you can get a good fluffy biscuit. You can get some good sweet tea here. And then they whoop your ass on stage. And then they give you some more love. And you be like, I just got my ass whooped, but I got this warm hug. So it's almost like going back, us people from in California, we came from the South, so your grandma whip your ass to give you love. That's how it is when you go to Southern Fried, and I love it. So with that being said, we are going to go into the 5th round. Make sure you give love to these poets. I'm seeing that their Cash App and their information is in there, so make sure that you donate if you love that. It's a free event, but we are asking for donations because we want to make sure that these poets are getting paid and they do it anyway for the love, but we want to make sure that they get some kind of donations because they spit their ass off. With that being said, we are going to go into the 5th round. Ayanna, let's close it out.
All right, y'all, we start with Black people. We always end with Black people. RIP to George Floyd. Everybody, this is for them. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. There are days when I don't want to be a voice, when the consequence of my controversial tongue may welcome me in early grave days, when they may mistake my resilience for rebellion, or call my passion problematic, how quickly they try to silence the oppressed and call it all lives matter. I know how these things go. How bullet holes seem to find their way into the bodies of those who have chosen to change the world, those who have taken on the weight of eradicating injustice. I know the type of target this line of work puts on your back, or your chest, or your head, depending on the assassin's position. I know that my vision may outlive my voice, that this isn't conspiracy, but it also isn't coincidence how one must be silenced or be silenced, shut up or be shot up, tied up, cut up, found dead, how death is always at the doorstep of those who fight for human and civil rights. Even John the Baptist was executed. Even Jesus Christ was crucified. Do you see the pattern of fate? How service can look a lot more like suicide than sacrifice. Some days, freedom of speech feels like staring into the barrel of a gun and begging for it to fire. It is knowing that my work may make me both newsworthy and noose-worthy, and in spite of that, still deciding that my voice is necessary. So if the price for this fight comes at my life's expense, if my inheritance be a breathless body too powerful to exist, if I must be a martyr, a moving casket, then may I speak until the floor removed and the noose tightened. May I protest until the barrel smoke and the bullet make a fountain in my blood. May I fight until the fire's flame consumes my flesh. If death be my destiny, if the words from my lips one day make a lynching of me, if you so afraid of change and equality that you kill, then may my mouth be a movement to Malcolm X to muzzle. Be a radical rejection of everything that oppresses my people. May it be resistance, a revolution, a riot raging on the roll of my tongue. I will not be quiet. I'm unafraid of dying besides. Being Black and woman and loud is knowing you are living on borrowed time every day.
Finishing out her fifth round. Get some hearts, make some noise. Give it up one more time for Ayanna Albertson. She did her thing. Please make some noise. I know you can't hear it, but they making noise. I'm seeing all that. Somebody put in that your voice is a creative cheat code. Like everybody's loving the voice, the flow, and how you're doing it. So with that being said, we're gonna close. Hey, yes, hold on. We're gonna let no, keep that up. We're gonna let that breathe for a minute. Get your screenshots. Make sure you get that. We ain't no time limit. Go ahead, get those screenshots. We're gonna make sure that that's shown because that's important. We're spoken word artists, but there's a message that needs to get out. And if you haven't been paying attention, it's about these kids, it's about what's going on with these murders. We are artists, so we want to make sure we get that out there. So with that being said, we are going to go to who's going to close it out? Matthew, it is on you.
Man, it's such an honor. Ayanna, you're brilliant, man. My goodness, so great to hear your work. My gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know I needed to do some poems, but I needed to hear them more than do them. And my goodness, thank you so much for your voice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Nah, it's an honor, truly. I spit one more thing. You feel me? Is this my heart or my shell or both? Born a conch shell, born a sea turtle, born a rock or a hard place or both? Born a brick, built like a wall, something made to keep things out or in, to suppress, to surprise, to tear down, to riot, born like bullhorn, like sirens wailing, a calling or a culling to the war machines under our collarbones, bones like shells, slugs or shields, armor fragments shuffling under the skin, the parts we wear like paints, car paints, covering the dings and dents from existing in this unkind place, born like a bullet, born like gunshot or ricochet, born like battle cry, but not born to cry, or deconstruct the bricks our ancestors created to keep us alive, even if we were just a thought or a dream not yet manifested, even if we were never to find out or know, even if all we got for their construction is the air in our lungs, keeping us able to scream, to riot, to march, stillborn shell casing, still built like a boomerang, coming back to the things that pushed us furthest away, still spinning, moving, but only in circles, still protecting our fragile, like it's not the strongest part of our resolve, like it's not the greatest resource disguised as a wilting rose, like it's not the only part my mother can still feel and speak to and speak from, like I wasn't born with a to-do list, like I wasn't built to grow from this lineage of trauma, like I wasn't the trauma, like I wasn't the growth, like I'm not growing, existing in lives not able to be lived, like I'm not just a chip off the old block, an old shell, talking about you need me, talking about I'm weak without the comfort I hide behind, talking about I'm good, saying you good, bro, just sleep, just rest, just stay tired, call it productive, call it busy, call it distraction or destruction, call it the bones, call it walls, call it an ugly shield, call it a bullhorn, singing the map you'll follow all the way home, all the way to heart.
Like I wasn't the trauma, like I wasn't the growth. Give it up for your two poets that gave a lovely battle, but it was just love all the way around. Give it up for Matthew Cuban. Give it up to Ayanna. We appreciate you. Ayanna, please make sure that you're able to donate. Our Cash App is on there, but theirs as well in the comments. Can I spit a poem? Don't you hate when hosts say that shit? Hell no, I ain't spitting no poem. It ain't about me. It is about these poets. I hate when poets be like, can I spit a poem? It ain't about you.
The scores, bro.
Next time you hear a poet do that, be like, nah, nigga. Even if they not black, be like, nah, nigga, you can't spit no poem. We've been talking all night. So it is not about me. It is about these poets. It is about all deaf poetry.
Yeah.
It is about Shihan for giving us this platform. It is about the IntroVerse Live collective, Masterpiece, Prince Proud, Blues, Black Chakra, and myself. It is about all the poets who are in the comments section. And I want to make sure that this is clear. Like, we are going through a pandemic and an epidemic. I appreciate these poets giving their time with us. These are tough times. We are losing brothers and sisters. I want to make sure we talk about George Floyd, but I want to make sure we also talk about Breonna Taylor. We are losing sisters who don't have a voice or even being their faces out there. So we need to make sure that we acknowledge that we are losing people. Yeah. We're not going to be talking about what about black on black crime. We are not going to talk about all the stuff with the violence. You cannot judge individuals who are going through shit and their trauma. We are not going to judge their trauma. What we are going to be is a voice on these platforms for the people who can't. So I want to thank everybody who participated in it. I told you to go fast. I told you it would be great. Before we go, I thank the sponsors as well. Poet Life Apparel, Universal Purpose, and Lex Pierce, excuse me very much, make sure I get that correct. Before we go out, Ayanna, do you have anything to say? The floor is yours. If you want to how they can contact you, what's going on in your life, your TikTok, love, all that. Talk, it's your turn.
You know, well, you can contact me on Instagram at Untouchable Yan. I'm also on Twitter as Untouchable Yan and TikTok as Untouchable Yan. Right now, honestly, this has been great, but I had a few people reach out to me as far as like poetry, and right now I do feel a bit overwhelmed emotionally, and so I'm going to take a little step back from doing these poetry lives. So I appreciate people who would reach out to me or have already, but I'm gonna take a step back, and because I think, and this is my own opinion, I think protest comes before performance, and you know, I think, you know, standing with my people is way more productive than standing behind this camera. So that's all I'm gonna say, but definitely show love. Cuban, you know I rock with you. So yeah, this has been great, and I really appreciate it. Y'all do what y'all can in your communities, beyond walking, but also beyond Twitter and beyond keyboards, because it's real. And it's, if you're not mad, I don't know what else to tell you. So.
Thank you very much for sharing with us. I want to make sure to get us out because there's this group called, Brave New Voices and Youth Speaks. I'm Brave Old Voices and Old Speaks. I'm hearing a lot of old cats talking about the young poets. They just don't have that fire, man. Every time I hear, I'll be like, fuck you, man. You ain't listening to the right ones. I'm not trying to disrespect, but this younger generation is killing. And I'm really loving it. I'm loving the women movement they are killing on these stages. And I think that we're going to be all right. So with that being said, I am going to Matthew Cuban. It is your turn to speak. And I know that you have a heavy heart, and we appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Definitely want to just say Robert Avita's name one more time. And obviously, obviously George Floyd, obviously everything that's going on right now. If you want to donate, if you're like, I want to give Cuban money, don't give me money. Give Ayanna money. Give All Def money. Support Black platforms. Support Black artists that are out here doing stuff. I'm cool, man. I'm doing the best that I can to try to just support this community, support what's happening in the country and in the world, because it's wild right now. If you're interested, I got a cool project that's dropping on my birthday in like 16 days, on the 16th. It'll be cool. It's cool music, something to listen to. I'm just honored to be part of this. And yeah, man, I think I was talking before we got on here, and I was nervous the whole time. I was like, I don't think I should be talking. I feel like, maybe we should do something different, but a lot of people saying there's a lot of joy that this can bring, in a lot of love, and I just appreciate being on here and be able to just throw love into this camera right now, and definitely be able to hear these poems from Ayanna. It's brilliant, man. And I'm super honored to that Blues asked me, that the All Def team asked me, man. This is great, man, and I love y'all, and whatever any of us need, we here, and y'all can reach out to me. And if there's anything I can do, I'm here.
How can we follow you?
Matthew Cuban on everything. It's like Mark Cuban, but way less money and success. So just
way more for the kids and the people too. So we appreciate you. Again, my name is Sean William. I appreciate everybody who is tuned in. We had a good time. It was 55 minutes. Like it went fast. Beautiful event. Next bout we have it'll be next week. We are still Mondays. I know it changed for a quick second and we came back to Monday. We have Anita D going against Yao. So I'm really excited about that. It is about bout. We are bringing more women onto the platform, and you coming up. So please, if you like it, if you did not like it, whatever, we want to take all feedback. We want to hear. We want to be a better platform for the community. And everybody be safe during these times. Love each other, talk to each other, talk to your strong friend, ask if they're okay. And we're going to make it together. So shout out. We also, again, Wednesday, we have our open mics hosted by Black Chakra that is on at IntroVerse Live on Wednesdays. And then on Friday, we also have our erotic open mic. So please continue on supporting us, supporting the culture. We love you, and we are out. Thank you, everybody. You're driving home, but get to your room safely.